Alright, hello citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nige here once again, and yes, WWE has heard our prayers and they have responded. This year, for the second year in a row, we are getting Survivor Series War Games. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. They showed the commercial for it at Crown Jewel, and I probably should have addressed it then. In fact, I forget if I did actually even mention it then, but I wanted to make its own video because, yes, I'm excited. War Games last year was phenomenal. At least on the main roster. Of course, War Games has been in WWE through the NXT brand for the past few years, ever since 2017. But as of last year, made its way to the main roster, and it was so good, and it set the record. I think it was the most bought Survivor Series in history. But it set that record, so we're doing it again this year, and that is a great thing. Now, what will we see this year at War Games? That remains to be seen. Who will participate? That remains to be seen. But I am definitely excited for another War Games. So I guess we can get into some predictions as to what we can expect, sort of, at least with the War Games matches. I imagine they'll have other stuff at Survivor Series, but as for War Games matches, I don't know if they're gonna do another men's and women's War Games matches. Hopefully they do, because both last year were really good, really great actually. But I imagine they probably will. They've done men and women's War Games since 2019, if I'm not mistaken. So hopefully they continue with that. One of the people I'm sure will be involved, kind of in the men's War Games match, will most likely be the Judgment Day. And the reason I speculated about men's and women's is because how cool would it be if all 5 members of the Judgment Day were in the same War Games match? Yes, that includes Rhea Ripley. Having all 5 members of the Judgment Day versus 4 other men and a female and a woman, aka so pretty much having 4 male superstars and a female superstar to match against the Judgment Day. I think that'd be pretty cool. Plus, it would still fit the 5-on-5 aspect. So I imagine they'll either go 5-on-5 or 4-on-4 again. So last year on the main roster they did 5-on-5, with the Bloodline being at full capacity, that being Roman, the Usos, Solo, and Sammy. So they went 5, but normally it was 4. Was 4 in NXT, and technically it was kind of like 3. So quick kind of recap, I guess. So in 2017 it was 3-on-3-on-3, so it was 3 teams. That being the Undisputed Era. This is before Roddy Strong joined. Roddy Strong was still in that match, but he was on a different team. He teamed up with the Authors of Pain, and then that last team was Sanity, that being Eric Young, Alexander Wolf, and Killian Dane. Then, when we got to 2018, we got the 4-on-4 format. Honestly, between those 2 formats, I think, because I've seen every War Games match except for the ones in 2021, and if I'm not mistaken, but at least in terms of when WWE's done it. I do got to go back and watch the WCW War Games matches. Maybe I'll sneak one in this month. I don't know, but yeah. Between the 3-on-3-on-3 versus the 4-on-4, I think I do prefer the 4-on-4, only because it's a little more fair, and it does split it because you have the 2 rings, so essentially 1 team per ring, I guess, something like that. I don't know if that really tracks, but you get where I'm coming from. But the 5-on-5 versus 4-on-4 format, I think either one works. The 5-on-5 worked really well last year, so I imagine the 4-on-4. So I imagine they probably won't go back to the 4-on-4, even though the 4-on-4 was also really good. But so we're probably gonna get 5-on-5. It's probably gonna be the Judgment Day. Don't know if they're gonna do intergender. I imagine they'll probably do what they did last year and have Rhea Ripley be in the women's War Games match. But I imagine it'll probably be the Judgment Day, that being Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dirty Dom, and JD McDonough, and a fifth person against against a different team. And I imagine that team will probably consist of like Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and then two other people. And then you can kind of mix and match with the women's as well. Either have damage control in like you did last year, or go a different route. And I imagine they may or may not put Seth Rollins in as well, unless he has a world championship match. Only because like they can't do champion versus champion, like world champion versus world champion, because Roman's not going to be back until 2024. Having Seth in the War Games match, I don't think would be a bad thing. It'd be interesting to see what Seth does in War Games. If I had to maybe construct a 5-on-5, you know what? This wasn't originally going to be in the plan. I wasn't planning on doing this for this discussion video, but you know what? We're calling it audible. Screw it. We're doing it live. Do it live. But I'm going to try to kind of predict who I would want in a 5-on-5. For the men and the women. For the women, I'd probably do Rhea Ripley. Damage controls Bailey and Io Sky, because Dakota Kai I think is still hurt, and then Kairi Sane, because now she's aligned with Io Sky, and maybe Nia Jax versus the women's side. I'd probably have I think I would do Zoe Stark, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell. Give them something to do. Who else? Zoe Stark, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell. I'd throw Raquel Rodriguez in there. I think that would work. And you know what? Why not Bianca Belair? I think that'd be a good one. Some repeats from last year. Actually, either Bianca Belair or maybe Charlotte Flair, or either one of the two. I think that'd be a decent enough match. As for the men, I would do the Judgment Day, that being Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, and JD McDonough, and I team them up either with Solo Sikoa or Jimmy Uso. I'd probably go with Jimmy Uso. I'd have Solo Sikoa do something else on the card, and then have them go against the team of Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, and Seth Rollins. That I think would be a pretty solid match. Granted, these are people that have faced off before, but you kind of already know at least some variation or combination of the people I just mentioned are going to be in the War Games match anyway, facing each other. Judgment Day, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn, and maybe Kevin Owens. They're going to face each other pretty much till the end of time. You get a brother versus brother in Jay and Jimmy. Unless you want to have just Jay and Jimmy one-on-one on straight up at Survivor Series and Brand Warfare. But I think that'd be a decent match. But yeah, the possibilities are endless. War Games is very destructive and very fun. It was last year, hoping it is again this year. Please put Jason Jordan in charge of booking those, because he has done producing, because Jason Jordan in pretty much anything good on the main roster has been produced by Jason Jordan. Dude has been snapping as of late. But I'm excited for War Games this year. Or if you don't want to have Seth Rollins in there, if CM Punk is making his return, that would be a good time to have him be the fifth member of Team Not Judgment Day. Team Judgment Day versus Team Not Judgment Day, having CM Punk show up and be a member of Team Not Judgment Day. Granted, CM Punk's return is not confirmed. It's not fully denied either, even though it's it's still kind of up in the air, admittedly. For now, it's not a definite no, but more so not really scheduled. pulled out, but anything can happen in the world of pro wrestling. So we will see. And if his clause where he's not allowed to appear is up, I'd love to see William Regal announce War Games. Like, that'd be pretty cool. Have him do like something for the show. I think would be pretty fun. But nevertheless, that is going to do it for this discussion video. I am excited. I hope you are too. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload a video so you can see as soon as it drops. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on War Games this year, and are you excited? And who do you want to see in War Games this year? But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace.